Hey guys, it is 11:19 p.m. and Switch presentation just got done, and I think I can count their launch games on one hand, less than. Uh, I don't even know what all is going to be a launch title. They gave very few release dates. They have one, two Switch and a game called Arms, which are gimmicks based around their freaking controllers. Which, God, they're still so small. I don't know if I'm even going to be able to use this system. Honestly, I got some fairly decent sized hands. They're going to swallow those little things up. um, what I thought was the most interesting is that most of the games people would care about that have a better chance of coming out like soon, like Dragon Ball Xenoverse 2 apparently was announced. Oh boy, I have no idea how they're going to manage that one. That was announced. That came out, or that's coming out at some point. It's got a better chance, though. I mean, it's an already complete game. They just got to scale it back appropriately. Um, Stuff like that. They didn't announce it. Minecraft for the Switch. They didn't announce it. Microsoft announced that. Bandai Namco announced that. They announced that they're bringing some of the Tales games to it. Whether or not they're talking about the new ones or some of the older ones are being ported, I don't know. Honestly, none of the Tales games so far have been super graphically intensive, so maybe even Zestiria. Zestiria, I can definitely see. I mean, if I'm not mistaken, there was a PS3 version of that too. Berseria, I think there is too, so it's a possibility. Sega more or less announced they know it existed. Square announced like an RPG that looked like it was from the Super Nintendo days, maybe. Maybe. Uh, there's a No More Heroes game coming, but it doesn't even have a title. There's not even a set concept yet. We have no idea when that's coming out. Um, the Mario game they showed at some points looked really good. I won't lie. But at other points just looked weird and like way, way out of place. Like when he's in that city. I mean, they have realistic looking people, but Mario still looks like Mario. It looked like they fused Mario and Sonic 06. It really did. Um, they had a couple games that interested me. The No More Heroes sequel. Shin Megami Tensei 5 is coming. Xenoblade 2, it has to be early in development from the state of that trailer. At least I hope so, because that was stuttery. I mean, this was a trailer, okay? And when your trailer footage even is still very stuttery and kind of low poly, low res looking. I mean, it looked like a PS2 game. So I really hope that's early in development. Other than that, it looked good. They're bringing Dragon Quest 10 and 11 to the console as I struggle to call it that as already announced. I don't know why people acted like that was a Megaton. The new announcement though is that Dragon Quest Heroes 1 and 2 are coming. But again, they have a Vita version for those for 2 at least, I think. They have a PS3 version of both, I believe. So porting that should be quick. I don't think it'll be a launch title. I think it'll be out probably a couple months after. Especially since they had no gameplay or screenshots or anything to show. Almost everything they announced, though, no release dates. Like the only thing they announced with a release date is Zelda, and I know people are excited for that. I personally am not. I might it might be a case where I just have to play it. It might be, but from what I'm seeing, the gameplay doesn't look terribly interesting to me. I think that's about it. Let me check my feed real quick, see if any new news came out. But all in all, the presentation was frankly horrible. Um, oh, Disgaea 5 is going to be a launch title. That's interesting. Retro Studios completely absent. So there's a new bit of news. um, Otherwise, pretty much everything that you'd expect is coming to it eventually, maybe. A lot of it's ported. There are a few new announced games. Um, Honestly, it's kind of the Wii U 2.0. Whether or not it'll get adopted more because of the portability remains to be seen. But um, I don't know. The battery life is a big concern to me because they said like 2 to 6 hours for battery life. So I'm guessing that means that if you're playing anything particularly intensive, oh my god, the Joy Cons are going to be $80. A Pro controller is $70. Oh my god. Wow. Okay, so I'm just finding this out, as we go through. I Am Setsuna is coming to the Switch. That's good. I hope it sells. That game is criminally underrated. More people need to play it. Um, Splatoon 2 is coming. Yeah, that was something they mentioned. I should mention that. Yeah, the system itself, that's the big problem. The between the power and the battery life and how ridiculously expensive these controls are now, coupled with the fairly weak launch lineup. I mean, I'm not saying Zelda itself is weak. I'm just saying, numbers. Um, I'm I know a lot of hardcore Nintendo fanboys will buy that for the one game, but I don't see like the public at large necessarily rushing out to pay $300 for a system with not too many launch titles from what we've seen. Um, yeah, I $300, the same price as a PS4 and an Xbox One. Not their smartest move. On top of that, they announced that they are going to be charging for online now, which was their one big advantage. And had they kept that, I think they actually probably would have done a lot better. Especially since they're putting a lot of emphasis on playing online now, and it's like you put that emphasis on that, and then right when you do, you start charging for online. Um, that is going to irk some people. I understand that online play and servers and everything they do take money, but I don't know. It's the timing of it, really. Of course, I mean that's something that I really feel like they probably should have announced like ahead of the reveal, maybe. I don't know. Better than announcing it after the fact, I suppose. Um, oh yeah, there's a Fire Emblem Muso game, but again, I see no release date. Yep. No release date, window, nothing. Details about the game, nothing. Um, that's what I mean. This was like the kind of thing you see at an E3 presentation after your console has launched. This is not the kind of thing that you announce at your reveal. You know, I mean, even PlayStation when they showed their reveal, what did they had like several games. or games that were going to be, releasing very shortly afterward. Um, and they showed them, and they showed release dates, and this though, I think we have like release dates for 3 games. No, four games. My bad. Counting Disgaea, which apparently was just announced. And again, why wouldn't you have that at your reveal? It's a launch title. Uh, let's see here. So far, yeah, that's all I'm seeing right now. I'm not seeing any information about specs being posted yet. Bamco is going to heavily support it, but Bamco heavily supports literally everything, including the Xbox. Go figure. Uh, yeah, good old Bamco. But yeah. Oh my god. These kids really eat begging so we can get a Switch? Wow. Okay, yeah, I think I'm gonna wrap this up because that's about all I have to say about that. Oh yeah. Um Bethesda and EA, we got to find out what their support is in the form of Vanilla Skyrim. Well, Skyrim Special Edition, but I'm not sure to what extent it's going to look. I don't know what that means. It's going to have the, touched up graphics, or if that based on the specs I'm seeing and the quality of some of these other games. I doubt it, but I think that means it will at least come with all the DLC, so that's good. And EA Sports is making a FIFA title specifically for the Switch. That's it. They said that there's more coming from their developers, but I don't know. All right, Xenoblade 2 is confirmed for 2017 in Japan, at least. And it is region free now, so if you decide you can't wait, you can import it. Honestly, I might advise importing it anyway, just because you know how Nintendo loves to censor things when they come here. Plus, you can usually get like a version from like PlayAsia maybe that has English subs. So at least you'll be able to play Xenoblade 2 this year. Hopefully they get it polished up. And yeah, I think that's it. In the end, honestly, if Pokemon wasn't coming out for it, I would not be in any hurry to get this. I would not. Even now, I'm not really. Because there's really not a whole lot coming out for it anytime soon. That really appeals to me. That makes it a must-have. So I don't know. We'll see. I don't like the battery life with all the emphasis on all that emphasis. Okay, on portability, and you announce that you have a battery that's like a battery that's like you know could be as little as 2 hours depending on what you do, what you're playing. We didn't see any other features announced for the console, so I don't know if there are any services coming like Netflix or Hulu or what have you. I suppose they're not important, but they are a nice perk. Sega just announced Puyo Puyo Tetris is coming to PS4 and Switch. Yeah, that's interesting. Oh, there we go. Project Octopath Traveler. Thank God that's a working title. That's the Square RPG that's being made by the Bravely Default people. So no real surprise there. Um, yeah, okay. So back to my thoughts on it. Controls are way overpriced. They're way too small. The Pro controller is a brick. The control that you have to use when you have the system docked is also a brick. I'm really not liking those controls. I really, really want to see some of the classic control options that they're supposedly going to have. They did not announce that here. Whether or not that'll be forthcoming, I don't know. But it not being here now concerns me because honestly, like I don't know that I'm gonna be able to play with those tiny Joy-Con controls. Um, excuse me, those tiny Joy-Con controls. They'll be like dwarfed in my hand, man. And one of the reasons I could not stand the original Xbox control, I did like the system. I just did not like the control. Way too big. Did not fit in my hand at all. And I'm worried that the Pro controller might be the same. It looks. I'm told it looks bigger than it is in photos. So maybe, maybe it'll work out. Maybe, but between the price being $300 and the Joy Cons being $80. Oh my god. $80 for a 2-pack, $50 for an individual left or right Joy-Con. So if you lose one or one gets broken, you're out at a minimum $50. Holy jeez. Charging grip is $29.99. So the Joy-Cons have a battery too. Oh my god. That's right. Oh my god. Okay. This is not looking good. Overall, the presentation between the games they showed not having the release dates and the information we got now, and more importantly, the information we didn't get, I'm going to have to give this a D almost. C minus at the very most. Like, they got to do better than this, and this is not showing me too many signs that this is really improving. Real quick, gonna see if I can show you this. That is the Switch box art. Might possibly be mirrored, but there's an idea of what it looks like. I will eventually get one. That much I'm sure of. I would have probably gotten a Wii U at some point, but the price really did not drop fast enough for me. And even now, like after all this, instead of going down, there everyone's jacking the price up because it's Nintendo. I will maybe get this. No, I have to get it. Pokemon's on it, and I'm a shameless addict. So, but I'm not in any hurry. Like from what I heard, that Pokemon game they're making for the Switch is like 2 years away anyway. So we'll see. We'll see what the price is then. But those controllers are friggin' ridiculous. I don't. Not even the hardcore fanboys can shill for that. Oh, they can. It never shocks me how they can do that. But yeah, that's it for now. My advice would be wait for like maybe a year. And yeah, that's it. I will talk to y'all later. See ya.